So this is our first exam question that we have over here. It's a 3-marker. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to have a read of it, and then we'll start going through it in a couple of minutes. Okay, so we'll go through the answers now. So it says over here, describe how the products of the light-dependent reaction are used in the light-independent reaction to produce triose phosphate. Do not include the role of RUBP in your answer. So we know that the products from the light-dependent reaction is ADP and NADPH, or reduced NADP. We know that the ATP provides the energy required for this reaction to occur. And we know that NADP allows your glycerol 2 triphosphate, the GP, to be reduced into triose phosphate. Okay, that's what the reduced NADP allows. The ATP allows energy. The reduced NADP allows the GP to be reduced into triose phosphate. So if we look at the answer, it says ATP and reduced NADP. Those are the products that you have from your light dependent reaction. And then your second mark is coming from saying that ATP provides energy. And your third mark is coming by saying that the NADPH can allow GP to be reduced into triose phosphate. Okay. So that's your mock scheme answer there. Now over here, it says describe the light independent reaction of photosynthesis. So again, a model mock scheme answer that you can have. So in terms of a model mock scheme answer, I've literally put this on. This is from a past exam question. This is the exam answer that will be very similar to the ones that we've looked at. But this is essentially where you know that you will be getting the marks. You know exactly what to say to get the marks. So in the light independent reaction, this is what's happening. The carbon dioxide is combining with RUBP. We know that that's the first stage of the reaction. The carbon dioxide is combining with your RUBP. And what's happening is that it's producing 2GP. Okay? It's producing 2-glycerate phosphate or GP using your Rubisco. Okay, that's your 2 marks. Then it says that GP is reduced into triose phosphate. Okay, it's reduced into triose phosphate. And it does this reduction happens using NADPH, reduced NADP. Okay, and also using energy from ATP. And then the triose phosphate you have is converted into your RUBP using ATP. Okay, that's where your 6 separate marks are coming from a question like this. So CO2 combines with RUBP, catalyzed by Rubisco to form 2 molecules of GP. GP is then reduced into triose phosphate, which is then which is using reduced NADP and energy from ATP. Whenever you're talking about ATP, make sure you mention energy. And then triose phosphate is then converted into your RUBP. It's regenerating your RUBP using energy from ATP. Okay, so final question for today. It says heat stress is a condition that often occurs in plants. if in plants exposed to high temperatures for a prolonged period of time. Heat stress is a major factor in limiting the rate of photosynthesis. Heat stress decreases the light-dependent reaction of photosynthesis. Explain why this leads to a decrease in the light-independent reaction. So these are common application questions that you could be asked. So what does it say? It says it limits the rate of photosynthesis and it decreases the light dependent reaction. If it decreases the light dependent reaction, that must mean that the light dependent reaction will form less products. If less products are formed, from the light dependent reaction, that means less products will be available for your light independent reaction. So if you have less light dependent reaction, that means less ATP will be formed and less NADP, NADPH will be formed. Okay, both of these will be less. And if both of these are less, that means that you have limited the rate of the light independent reaction. So therefore, less light independent reaction. Okay, so if you have a look at the mark scheme, it says less or no ATP, and it says less or reduced NADP or NADPH.